Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, we're getting news now. Rand Paul has been assaulted. Rand Paul, the senator of Kentucky, has been assaulted in his home, in his old Kentucky home, by a neighbor. Now, and I really feel like this is part of Antifa, the apocalypse, the Antifa apocalypse. Now, here's the deal. When they're declaring civil war, part of what you do is you stage what they're doing. They're staging protest, but they're plotting other events. Okay? Now, I just want you to know they have begun to gather in Portland, Oregon, a couple hundred people in Portland, Oregon, 200 or 300 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They're starting to gather in different locations. Earlier in the afternoon, it really bombed and fizzled in Austin, Texas. Didn't go nowhere, but it's starting to develop. But the bigger, and I'm praying, and you're praying, that it will completely collapse and they will fail miserably in their attempt to create a civil war environment. But they say this is a 3-day process to start, November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Back to Rand Paul. The senator of Kentucky was assaulted. The assailant has been arrested. There was an altercation, and it's not a matter for the police. Senator Paul is fine, according to the senator from Kentucky. It is a matter for the police as well. I'm sorry, I misread that. Senator Rand Paul was assaulted by his neighbor at his Bowling Green, Kentucky home. According to police, the altercation, the suspect admitted to Kentucky state troopers, according to the arrest warrant. According to the warrant, Senator Rand Paul was tackled from behind, blindsided by his neighbor, Renee Bulcher, 59 years old. Now, this happened yesterday afternoon, and the arrest has just been made. The senator was blindsided, but he is fine, according to a spokesperson. Bulcher's altercation with Senator Paul left the senator having difficulty breathing as a result of a possible rib injury. In addition to bleeding from cuts around his mouth, Paul was seeking medical help for his injuries. Senator Paul was blindsided, never seen the guy coming, and the victim of an assault. Senator Paul's spokeswoman, Kelsey Cooper, is saying the assailant was arrested and is now a matter for the police investigation. Sources in Kentucky said that Senator Rand Paul had been involved in the altercation, but a spokesman for the senator did not return repeated requests for comment last night. Okay, the news was first reported, of course, not long ago by WBKO, a local TV station in Kentucky. Bulcher, according to the warrant, admits to going into Paul's property and tackling the senator. Neither the warrant nor a charging document written by Kentucky State Trooper describing the incident. The charging document has a field for officers suspected to be related to drug or alcohol use, but those boxes are unchecked, so that's not what the issue was. Bulcher was taken to the Warren County Detention Center and charged with 1 count of 4th-degree assault causing minor injury. His bond has been set at $5,000. There's an initial court appearance is coming up on November 9th. In Kentucky, assault in the 4th degree is a Class A misdemeanor, which could carry up to 1 year in prison. Well, look, he's attacking a senator on his own property, blindsided him from behind, maybe breaking a rib, certainly cutting him, causing discomfort and injury. And it's happening, folks, as this Antifa apocalypse is beginning. And as I said, the crowds are beginning to gather. Portland, Oregon, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. We know the other cities that are planned are Atlanta, Georgia, Boston, Massachusetts, Chicago, Illinois, Cincinnati, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Honolulu, Hawaii, Los Angeles, California, Minneapolis, Minnesota, New York City, New York, and San Francisco, California, and Seattle, Washington. But Portland, Oregon was not on my list. They're gathering, and they've got a couple hundred people. The problem is, as nightfall begins to settle in these different cities across the night,
once it gets dark and the alcohol starts to flow, then look, all bets are off. Let's pray for peace in this and pray for Senator Rand Paul. He has been assaulted at his home in Kentucky. We'll be back with more current world events. We're going to stay on top of this, folks. Again, this is why I'm asking the prayer warriors. See, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but we go to war against principalities, powers, spiritual wickedness that's operating in high places. And certainly, if you watch the George Soros agenda that's taking place right now, this ridiculous civil war anarchy, this rebellion of the Antifa apocalypse, it's of the devil. It's occultic. The occult is involved. And the witches, the pagans, the witches have really come against Donald Trump already, okay, and the Trump administration. So that's going on. The courts have been against Trump, blocking him from being able to protect this country. He's had to deal with the courts, deal with the radical left, deal with the George Soros paid protesters, deal with the anti-government, deal with the communist and the super socialist, and deal with the radical Islamist. And so he's dealing with a lot and a corrupt media. So, hey, let's pray for America. Are you serious? Antifa apocalypse.